Military base has just been reworked in TDS, and you should know if elf camp or military base is better. The categories we are looking at are stats, use, and performance. Let's jump right into the stats. When you place elf camp for 300 cash, it spawns boring elves that have 8 health each and spawn every 15 seconds. Level 1 lowers that spawn rate to 12 seconds for 450 cash. Level 2 is a total of 775 cash for an additional snowball elf that has 12 health and 0.99 DPS. Level 3 is 2,275 cash and now spawns bomber elves every 25 seconds that do 35 splash. Level 4 is 5,775 cash to replace the snowball elf and normal elves with British elves that have 60 health and spawn every 20 seconds, and 2 cannoneer elves every 25 seconds that do 7.87 DPS with 20 health. Then level 5 is 15,275 cash and replaces the cannoneers with gunners that do 16.1 DPS with 25 health. Level 5 also adds gift bombers that do 40 splash and ripped elves that throw snowballs with 140 splash and 800 health. Elf camp is also super laggy, which is why it has a placement limit of 2, or else it would be completely useless. This is a very good early to mid-game tower because stronger enemies will just mow every single elf down. Yes, even the Clash of Clans giant. Now let's look at the brand new stats for Mil Base. Military Base is 400 cash to place and spawns a moving box with 30 health every minute. Level 1 is a total of 600 cash for a lowered spawn rate of 35 seconds. Level 2 is a total of 1,000 cash for barbed wire giving trucks 60 health. Level 3 is 2,600 cash for 90 health and a gunner with 14.42 DPS. Level 4 is a total of 10,600 cash for a tank with 500 health and 64.75 DPS, and the best feature, a bomber plane that does 450 splash. Level 5 is a grand total of 34,600 cash for 1,500 health, 178.57 DPS, and now the bomber plane does 750 splash damage. This is remarkably well for such a cheap tower, especially because the placement limit is 5. Milbase is a very good early, mid, and late game tower. It's definitely damage heavy and not speed heavy, so it's not great for crowds. So how should you use these two towers? Well, elf camp can be used for early and maybe mid game for crowds because elves spawn like crazy, doing insane DPS. However, they will get steamrolled by strong enemies, unlike Milbase. Milbase has high DPS and tons of health. The only downside is its respawn time. However, when you get 5 Milbases, the respawn time is not an issue. That leads us to our performance section. How did these two towers actually perform in a game? Well, during Molten Mode, Elf Camp and Milbase were neck and neck at sweeping enemies past wave 20. Then up to wave 30 is when many strong enemies came and Elf Camp started lagging behind. Don't get me wrong, this line of backup shotgunners was never used, but enemies got pretty far when compared to Military Base, who just locked most bosses near the start of the track. And keep in mind, Tropical Isles is a fairly long map. On maps like Grass Isles or any normal length map, enemies would get scarily close to the end with Elf Camp. Now, taking all that into consideration, let's rank these two towers. I rank Elf Camp a B tier, and I rank Military Base an A tier. Military Base takes the W for the best spawner tower, so why use Elf Camp? Well, I would use Elf Camp because it's fun to use with 3 other people, lagging the hell out of every single enemy. I like both of these towers very much and will be using Milbase a lot more now, especially with the planes. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.